Today we are going to the eastern part of Nigeria, which is the Igbos, and we're going to be making Oha Soup. Oha Soup is a delicacy enjoyed by the Igbos, which is in the eastern part of Nigeria. So if you love Oha Soup or you want to learn how to make it even when you're not from there, make sure you watch this video to the end and you're going to learn the tips in making the perfect Oha Soup for yourself or for your Igbo husband, even when you are not an Igbo. Let me introduce you to the best ingredients for Oha Soup. Cocoyam, which is called Ede in Igbo language. Palm fruits, which is called Apple in Igbo language. Oha leaf, which is the most important vegetable for this soup. Uziza leaf. For the process, I'm using some smoked fish, stock fish. I'm using the head because of the flavor it releases in the soup. Dry fish, this is called mangala and it's very sweet. Periwinkle, and this is ogiri. It's called fermented locust beans in Igbo. Then yellow pepper and some red pepper. As you continue watching, you might meet other ingredients that I didn't introduce earlier. Okay, so I'll start by boiling my meat. I'm seasoning with some blended pepper and some blended onion. I also added some seasoning cube and some salt. These are just the three ingredients I'll be using for the boiling of the meat. Okay, I'll give it a good stir. Make sure you give it a good stir just for everything to incorporate, so that your meat will have a very nice taste. I'm using beef. You can use any protein of your choice. It is absolutely okay and it's going to come out nice, but make sure you watch this video to the end. Okay, so after that, cover it and allow it to steam so that it gets its own juice. While the meat is steaming, I'll go ahead and boil my cocoyam and my palm fruits because it has the same cooking time. No need of cooking them separately. I'll cook for at least 15 minutes. Okay, so I'll go and check on the meat, and the meat has released its own juice. I don't know why this meat has a lot of juice, but nothing. Okay, I added some extra water and give it a stir. Also added some snail. I didn't introduce the snail earlier. As I said before, you'll be meeting some ingredients I didn't introduce. I give it a good stir and then cover it and allow it to continue cooking. While the meat is cooking, I will go ahead and prep my Oha leaf. This Oha leaf has some rules and some regulations which has been followed by our forefathers. Look at the way I'm taking it gently from the stem. This is how you do it. And you shred your Oha. If you don't shred and cut, if you want to do oversabi and cut your Oha leaf, you end up having bitter soup, and you don't want to end up with bitter soup, right? Look at how carefully I'm doing it. This is how you do it. You don't do it any other way. It's been like this for ages, so don't just go and do Gen Z and end up with bitter soup. Your husband, your Igbo husband, will reject it for you. Okay, the next secret is that you don't wash your Oha leaf before shredding. You shred and then wash. That is the rules. There is nothing you can say about that. That is how our forefathers prepared Oha Soup. Okay, so this is what I got after shredding. It is beautifully shredded and I'm going to set it aside. It's going to be used for later. Next, I will go ahead and prep my Uziza leaf. I'm also going to remove it from the stem before cutting, but this one you can wash before cutting. It's a must you wash before cutting. Okay, let me share a secret with you. Anytime you buy your vegetables from the market, make sure you wash it with some salt and in a running water. Okay, so having said that, I'll set the Uziza aside. Next is to go ahead and check on my meat. It is soft and tender. I will take it off the stalk and then reserve the stalk for later. Next, I'll go ahead and check on my cocoyam and my palm fruits. I told you it has the same cooking time, so cooking it in different pots is just a waste of your gas. So when it's soft and tender, I'll go ahead and pound my cocoyam. You can choose to blend if that's what you want. It will definitely come out nice, but it's not going to give you that organic taste. But if you don't have strength, if you don't have strength, you can just blend it. It's nothing. And then you know your cocoyam is ready when it has the slimy texture. That's when you know your cocoyam is done, and then you keep it aside. Next is to go ahead and pound my palm fruits. With this, is going to give you enough juice for your soup, but you can use your food processor if that's what you have or you don't have strength for this. Having said that, let's start the main cooking. You can see how beautiful the palm fruit juice is looking already. The first thing I'm adding is the stock fish because I didn't parboil it earlier. I want the whole flavor to be infused into the soup. I just washed with some hot water and some salt. Next, I added the pepper and then cover and allow it to boil before adding the rest of the ingredients. Adding your stockfish at the beginning of your cooking when you don't parboil it first does not just make your soup flavorful, it also helps to soften it before the end of the cooking. Okay, so once the soup starts boiling, I will go in with my cocoyam. You can choose to melt it with some water before going in with it, or you just put it this way. It will definitely melt and thicken your soup. Okay, did you notice I'm making this soup with this aluminium pots? Yes, that's because I'm going local today. You can choose to make yours with any pot, please. So next thing I added is the ogiri, and I'm melting it before adding it. Okay, with this way, the flavor is released everywhere in my kitchen right now. Even my neighbors, just the stockfish, my neighbors are wondering what is going on in my kitchen. So once I add that, I'll cover the pot and allow it to continue cooking. Okay, I also go from time to time to check on it so that the soup will not burn. All right, as I go from time to time to check on the soup, I found out that it's becoming too thick. So what I did is to remove some of the cocoyam because I don't want it to be too thick. You can choose to preserve this in your freezer and use it for later, or you just throw it away. Anyone your heart accepts is fine. Next I did was to add my meat at this point. That's my beef. Okay, I added it at this point because it's already soft and tender. Next, I added some crayfish. Be generous with some crayfish. You know the Igbos now, they said we love crayfish. I don't know why, but crayfish makes everything better. Okay, especially when you are making local soup like this. I added some stock cube and then added some salt. After adding the salt, I gave it a good stir. As you can see, the soup is coming together already, and the aroma in my kitchen is so heavenly right now. So I covered and allowed to steam for another few minutes, and then I added my dry fish. I didn't add the dry fish earlier because the dry fish is very soft, so I don't want it to break into pieces before the end of the cooking. I also gave it a good stir and then added the snail. This snail part is very optional, so you can skip it if you don't eat snail. But as for me, I love me some snail in my Oha soup. So the next thing I added is the Uziza leaf. Uziza is very medicinal, and I love adding it first because I love the flavor it infuses in the soup. Okay, so next I will go in with the Oha leaf. Yes, this is the part where you add the Oha leaf because you don't want it to be too soft and you don't want the color to change. Okay, if you've watched this video to this point, thank you so much for clicking to watch my video. Please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And to my old subscribers, thank you so much for always watching my videos. I love you. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, comment, share my video to your friends and your loved ones. I really appreciate, and it helps and give me the motivation to do more videos. Okay, also turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to know anytime I upload a new video. So having said that, I added some smoked fish and some periwinkle at this point, and then I added the remaining crayfish, which is optional, you can skip it. And then the remaining Uziza leaf, I added it at this point, and I gave it a good stir just for everything to incorporate. Oh my goodness, look at how beautiful and delicious the soup is looking. This is the best way to prepare your Oha soup, and you're not going to make a mistake. I believe after watching this video that you're going to make the perfect Oha soup for your husband, your Igbo husband, or your Igbo boyfriend, anyone. So if you know any Igbo man and you've been asking something from this person, just make this soup for that person and come back with a testimony. So having said that, our soup is ready to serve and enjoy. What will you be pairing yours with? I paired mine with some gari. Some people pair theirs with some fufu. Yes, that's the best thing to pair the soup with. Yes. So thank you so much for watching my videos, and make sure you share it. Also, make sure you are keeping safe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.